Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to the Humble Servant Homestead, guys. Today we are out here in the garden, guys, getting ready to plant our potatoes. Okay, now I did a video showing you all how we go about cutting our potatoes so we can make more potatoes to plant in the garden, guys. Okay, and so the varieties that we're going to be planting today is the Yukon Gold and the, what's the other one?
Red Norlands.
Red Norlands potatoes, guys. Now we planted these varieties last year and they did really well for us, and we're going to put our hands on them again and see how they do for us here today, guys. All right, so what I am about to go ahead and do right now is pretty much show you all how we go about constructing our beds and our rows for our potatoes. All right, so what I am going to be doing here today, come on along. I think I can show you better than I can tell you guys, so come on along. Okay, and so here we are. I have my post hole digger. Now, if y'all can see how we have this bed right here, real nice and cultivated, and it is very loose, guys. Now, that is one of the things that you're going to need, is very loose soil for your potatoes, so that way once they start growing, they have room to expand, and that soil is not tight and restricting them from expanding in the soil, guys. So what I went ahead and did, I made these rows and I got my post hole digger. Now, if y'all can see right here, I've already done some holes here in the bed, guys. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is show you all how we go about making these holes in this bed right here. Now, what I'm going to be doing, pretty much with the excess dirt, I'm going to be dumping it right there on a tarp. Now, the depth that I'm going with these holes right here, guys, is right at about 8 inches, close to about 10 inches deep in the hole. Okay, and so how far they are apart is 1 foot apart, guys. All right, now I did them like this here in this garden, pretty much to go ahead and save plenty of space in the garden, guys, because if y'all know, we do a pretty big garden just about every year, and so if we can save space here in the garden, guys, that is what we want to go ahead and do. All right, so after I go ahead and made all the holes here in this bed right here, bring me that fertilizer, son. And so these beds right here as well, guys, they have already been mended with chicken manure. Now, if that's one of the things y'all do pay attention here while we're growing here on the homestead, is you do know that we amend our soil with chicken litter, guys, just so that you can build up the nutrients in the soil. Okay, so I do still come on in, even though I have my chicken manure in the soil, I do still come on in with this fertilizer here that we use on the homestead. And so, like I always say, a handful, guys. Now, they do have the recommended dose on the bag, but I find it that a handful of this organic chicken litter here do just good for us, guys. Okay, so I put 1 handful in, and what I'm going to go ahead and do right now is bring in some pot ash. Now, what that pot ash is for is potassium, guys. Now, potatoes, they do love a lot of potassium. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, grab my pot ash real quick and fill these holes right here, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, and so right here I have a whole wheelbarrow load of pot hash, guys. Now, if y'all remember, We did a little short video showing you all how we go about making this potash here on the homestead. Pretty much whenever I'm cleaning out round back, I do have a lot of trees that I cut down, and that's the only way to get rid of them is to burn them, guys. And so what I do, I collect this potash for time like these. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give a little sprinkle down inside of these holes right here. And like I said, potatoes, they love potassium, and this potash right here have quite a bit of potassium in there, and they will be able to feed from it while they are growing, guys. All right. So I'm just giving a little sprinkle on down here.
How wide would you say your bed is?
My bed, so these beds that I constructed is 4 feet wide, and I have not yet to measure how long these rows are. But one day I will go ahead, guys, and measure these rows so we can see what it is that we are working with here on the homestead. All right. Okay, so now that I have my fertilizer in these holes here, and I have my potash, now what we are going to go ahead and do real quick, guys, is pretty much what we're going to do is just kind of get some of this soil, this loose soil, and kind of backfill just a little bit down inside of the hole. So that way the potato is not sitting directly on the fertilizer in the hole, guys. Okay, so if you see here, just put a little bit of dirt in there, just like that. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and take care of the rest of these right here, filling them in, and I will be right back. Okay, and so now that we have all that fertilizer mixed in these holes right here, guys, now what we're going to get ready to do is pretty much put in our potatoes. Now if you look back here, you may see I have all that dirt right there sitting on tarp, guys. Well, that dirt is not going to get wasted. It's going to come right back in these bed right here. But there is another step that I want you all to stay tuned till we get to that step, guys. All right, so come on, let's go ahead and get these potatoes here planted. And so what we're going to be doing right now is pretty much these potatoes, we're just going to be sitting them in the hole just like that, with the eyes facing up, guys. Now, not all these eyes you're going to get that's going to be facing up, but just do your best to sit them in where the eyes are facing up. All right. And so one of the thing is with these potatoes, guys, is that you want to just make sure that your soil is real nice and loose. Like I said, we're just going to go ahead and sit that one in. You see, eyes are facing up. Okay, definitely want your eyes facing up. So this one we have eyes all over on this one, and I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it. I do have quite a bit of holes here, guys, where that I am going to have to just cut this one. It's not going to hurt anything, all right? Come on, son.
Långt från hemska kusten skär ska jag fira julen här på Hawaii.
Okay, guys, and so we are here down to planting these Yukon Gold, guys. So if you may be wondering, why did I dig these holes so deep for these potatoes here, guys? The reason why I dig these holes so deep, simple reason why I am not going to be coming in to hill these potatoes. Okay, now usually people may plant their potatoes out there. They may plant them right at about, probably I want to say about 4 inches deep, guys. And like I said, these ones right here is right at about 8 to 10 inches deep. And like I said, I will not be coming in to hill these potatoes. And so also, like I said, I want y'all to go ahead and just stay tuned for the final touch on planting these potatoes, okay? And like I said, even though that these holes are deep, what I'm doing, I am putting just a little bit of dirt, like I said, on the bottom of these potatoes, just for something for these potatoes to sit on, okay? I don't want to pretty much put them down there on the bare ground, because when I was digging, I actually hit the basin of our soil, guys, okay? And so I don't want it to just be sitting directly on the basin, okay? So just go ahead, stay tuned. Let me go ahead and finish planting out the rest of these potatoes, guys, and I'm praying the Most High bless it that we have a great yield out of them, okay? Because we absolutely love potatoes here on the homestead. Let me get a few of those, son. And as y'all can see, got my young man out here with me today, planting potatoes. That is the best way, guys, pretty much to teach them, is let them come on out here and pretty much get hands-on with planting here. Okay, and that right there will also bring a little bit of fun in gardening for them. Okay, and so even another thing, like you may see me out here planting my potatoes now. Like I said, guys, last year, well, not last year, because I did learn my lesson. I came on out and I planted these potatoes a bit too early, and what happened, I got hit by the frost and pretty much damaged all the foliage on my potatoes. And so that is why I wait to plant them now, okay? Because even in this month right here, I think we're in April, and usually we get a frost in April as well. So I would say I am right at about 2 weeks out before that freak frost date come on in and knock these potatoes back. So that's why I'm planting them now, guys. All right, so let me go ahead, and I think I have an extra bag up top. I do have a couple of holes that don't have any potatoes, and I'm going to go ahead and fill them in with some potatoes and get to backfilling it with the dirt. Stay tuned, guys. Okay, and so now that I have all my potatoes here, guys, in the hole, Now it is time to go ahead and backfill the potatoes. So now let's go ahead and backfill some potatoes. So what we're pretty much going to do is get this dirt. Now, if you can see that it is in a bit of a clump from when I went ahead and used the post hole digger to get the dirt out of the ground. And plus my dirt is still a little bit kind of moist, guys, which I really want a little bit more of a looser dirt. But hey, we're just going to have to work with what we have here, okay? And so we're just going to go ahead and crumble that. So you see what I just did, son? All right, so if you could go ahead and start up top and start crumbling the dirt back in the hole, because we do have quite a bit of holes that we have to fill up, okay? And so I'm just making sure that the dirt that I'm putting back on these potatoes is pretty much loose. We want loose soil so that way those eyes can go ahead and burst on up through this dirt, okay? Guys, and so we have one row so far filled up, or one bed rather filled up with dirt. So we pretty much covered back the potatoes. Now what I am going to do is come on in with this tool right here and pretty much just drag the excess dirt on over the top of these potato mounds, over these potato holes here, guys, okay? And now if you notice one thing that I am not doing, I am not pressing down on where I plant the potatoes. Simple reason why: I want this dirt to remain loose. And what I've noticed with this dirt right here, it is a bit dense because we have been getting quite a bit of rain, guys. So the dirt is a bit dense, not as loose as I want it. And so what we have been doing is come on in and covering these beds with the tarp so that way they don't get wet by the rain, okay? And so the beauty about it, guys, when you're growing all natural garden, look at that, earthworms. Now it is, and like I said, stick around for the next step. I'm going to talk a little bit about these earthworms and what they're going to go ahead and do for these beds here, guys, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and fill these on in and let my son go ahead and finish working on that bed over there. And we're going to go ahead and move on to that next step that I've been talking about so much, all right? And so guys, just make sure y'all getting outside now and planting something, okay? Okay, and so now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step that you all have been waiting on. So come on, let's go. Okay, and so this right here is that next step, guys. Now, just from feeding the sheep over the months, what has been happening, they've been eating, pulling out hay and hay that they are rejected. And so, guys, we pile it up all in one spot. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to get on in here and get some of this hay. Okay, I more so want the one that is a little bit more wet, something like that right there, guys. Now, organic matter, that is what we are looking for to put inside of those potato beds. All right, and what that is going to do is going to feed the beds over time as well, guys. All right, now I know y'all are going to say, hey, you're bringing all that hay inside of those beds. Aren't that going to bring in weeds and seeds? Yes, guys, there may be a little bit of seeds fall inside of those beds and may even sprout, but hey, we will deal with the weeds, guys. Okay, so but that is one thing that you want to keep in mind as well. If you don't want to be dealing with weeds in your garden, which none of us do, you may want to get some other kind of hay or something of that nature that you can use inside of your potato bed. All right, so this is just like I said, some hay that we're going to be putting on the top of the potatoes so they can stay pretty nice and cool, guys. All right, so now that we have a wheelbarrow load of hay, we're going to head on over here and get to spreading on the top. Come on along. Okay, and so I'm just pretty much going to go ahead and spread that hay out on the top just by giving this pitchfork here just a little shake, guys, just like that. Okay, and remember, like I said, I'm not going to be coming in to hill these beds, and that is why even this extra layer of hay is going to come in handy. All right, so I'm probably going to do maybe right at about 6 inches high with the hay, just to build it on up, because what's going to happen over a period of time, this hay is going to break down, guys. So we're going to give it a real nice layer and just making sure that it is also loose, so that way those potatoes can push through them as well. And so that also leads us to the next step with those earthworms. Now, with this hay that I'm bringing in on top, it's going to make the dirt pretty nice and cool, guys, which potatoes do love cool soil anyway. And so the worms will be able to get inside of that dirt and aerate the dirt, and also leaving back worm casting in the soil as they feed off of the hay as well, guys. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish spreading this hay on out, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, all in, well, I wouldn't say it's a day's work, but you know, hey, it all was done in the day, guys. And so that right there is pretty much it for this bed right here. I'm going to be working on the next bed in just a moment. But guys, I pray that you all got the idea of what it is that I am doing here to get these potatoes planted, guys. And I pray y'all learned something today. And like I said, get on outside and get those hands dirty. Get them dirty, 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 guys, and plant something. I don't care what it is, plant something. Long as it's going to benefit you and your family, plant it, guys. Okay, so that is pretty much it right there for today. Coming along with me, planting potatoes. And I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there, guys. Now, if y'all like the content you all got here today, go ahead, throw that thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe, guys. And like I said, share this video with someone out there. The whole goal here for this channel and for these videos is to get everybody out there motivated, dedicated to get outside and plant something. All right, I just want to say, y'all, have a blessed day. Remember to keep a smile on your face. Be happy. Be cheerful, guys. Get outside and plant something.